What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and we're going to be covering in detail the update 2.02. Some stuff we may have already covered in yesterday's video, but this is much more in detail. This is from the UFC guys themselves. There is updated movesets, but that's like the 10th thing that they mentioned on this list. So if you guys want to skip ahead and do that, feel free to. Some things may be repeated from yesterday, but we'll get into the major detail of everything they've done. And it's quite a good list for such a small update. So let's get into it. They start, as always, with their little type thing where they say, hello, EA Sports UFC fans. The newest patch for UFC is now live. And then they go on to say, the focus of this patch was to address a lot of the feedback we have seen from the community, specifically around gameplay. Notably, the patch includes changes that will positively affect things like stamina, takedown defense, body strike, and more. The full patch notes are included below, and what was fixed and some explanation about what was causing those issues. Next up, they go to say, stamina was one of the most requested changes in terms of community feedback, and the first thing we wanted to address was the perk called Marathoner, that was giving an unintended major boost to stamina regeneration for the fighters that had the perk. With this patch, it's been given a significant nerf that will improve a lot of stamina issues that players were seeing. I did see a lot of people complaining about that, so it's good they've done that. And then they just go on to say, we've had incredible feedback and suggestions from the community and what they'd like to see change. The team is working incredibly hard to address and investigate as many issues as possible, and they want to make sure this is the best UFC we've seen yet. We know there are a lot more things that you guys want to see, but don't worry, we're not done yet. So it's good that they're still focusing on a lot that they want to improve. We have 13 different patch notes, updates. Most of them have got a bit more detail to them, so we're going to go through them now, starting with number 1. This is by far the biggest one, and this is fix an issue that could prevent denying takedowns while moving or striking. And they say previously, if a user held the movement input for too long, even for a frame, after they'd already pressed low block to deny a takedown, it would count as an attempt to deny that takedown, even though the takedown had not happened yet, which would then result in a successful takedown for their opponent. This only occurred in cases of late partial denies, including some cases where the fighters hadn't made contact yet. Then they go on to say previously, pressing striker modifier buttons, such as throwing hooks and overhands, could cause them to be interpreted as an attempt to apply a reversal to a takedown that had already started. A denial attempt made after that would then count as late reversal attempt and therefore fail. Those two issues were all affecting shooting takedowns, including the power takedowns. This fix will help users deny more driving and late denial on takedowns. Then we've got a couple of things we covered yesterday. A fix an issue where the Imanari roll was being available in standard bang KO modes. They fixed an exploit with the cage back clinch drives, and fixed an issue with the Von Flute choke stamina. And they do say on this one, the stamina for the attacker and defender was swapped, and the fighter with the less stamina had the advantage. Bizarre thing, but at least they fixed it early on. Next up, we've got tuned the Marathoner perk, which I know a lot of you guys want. I saw a lot of complaining about it, and to be honest, from the sounds of it, it sounded like it was awful to play again. The effect of the perk is drastically reduced. This was a major component of some of the issues with stamina being reported by the community. That's what they say. Clearly they've fixed it and they're happy with their fix. Next up, number 6, tuned cage guillotine chain progress. They say about this, the cage guillotine was granting too much progress to the attacker when they had hit the chain. We reduced the amount of progress granted by that chain to be a similar amount to the other chains. The team is still investigating changes to balance as it's related to the standing guillotine. Next up, AI improvements. In guard and half guard, AIs will now avoid striking with the hand holding the opponent's head, and they've also reduced AI clinch frequency. Next up, they've tuned the side control strike damage, significantly reduced damage of all strikes from dominant side control, and more on damage, they have tuned the body strike damage. So there's a slight increase base damage of body jabs, straights, hooks, and uppercuts. This will also drain more of your opponent's stamina when landed, but drain your stamina more if missed. They also say with this, landing a body shot is always a net positive for the attacker, but be careful not to miss, as the increased cost will punish missed strikes more. So now we've got updated moves and perks for some fighters. These are all just updated movesets. That's all these ones are, and these are all the fighters that have got moveset updates in one way or another. We've got Gagey, Sandhagen, Nunes, Jermaine Duranami, Paul Acosta, Ronda Rousey, Valentina Shevchenko, Johnny Walker, Dan Hooker, Eddie Alvarez, and John Lineker. As of right now, I don't know what the specific updates are. I can't imagine they're huge, but I'll definitely be having a look and see if there's any things I noticed that have changed. Only a few more to go. Number 11, updated archetype movesets, which we covered yesterday, and that's the they've added the Imanari roll and the Osatagari to archetypes Shark and Vanguard, and they've added the Osatagari to the Engine archetype. And number 12 is they have updated fighter records based off of recent events that took place before August 14th. And number 13, they've updated Kimbo Slice's grappling rating. So that is all for update 2.02. I'm afraid there has been no new fights added and no actual updates from people that fought on the Stipe DC card. I'm sure that will come soon, so please, the game's only been out a week, so make sure you give it some time. But so far, I think they've done a great job with updates, and you know, the game's been out a week. Give it a couple of months, and I think it will be in a really strong place. I think everyone will kind of be generally enjoying it. So yeah, I hope this video has helped guys on the updates. I'm going to be covering all the updates as always because it interests me more than anything probably. I just love reading it and making videos on it. I just enjoy it. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. Be sure to leave a like, don't forget to subscribe down below, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.